This is Matrix Lord 212 from Morning with Matrix Lord. Good morning, everybody. All right, so I didn't see the video, but I heard from subscribers that the Noel guy made a video about me. Now, I want to make things perfectly clear to what's going on here, okay? Way back in the day, not back in the day, probably about a month or two ago, I guess I was friends with this guy, or whatever. I gave him some info about Doctor Who, and basically he shared it. And he seemed like a nice guy. Didn't really look at his channel that much. He was commenting on vids. So I was like, okay, cool. You know, he's talking about Doctor Who, you know. So maybe let me give him some info, maybe help out his channel, because I felt he was a new channel, right? And not that I'm that much more subscribers, but I've been around for like almost 8 years. So I'm like, okay, cool. Anybody that makes Doctor Who videos, cool people, right? So, you know, he did the thing. He mentioned me, gave me a shout out. It was nice. So I'm like, okay. So when anything else came, I sent it his way. And then all of a sudden, not that he had to talk about it, he could have just not mentioned it at all. But I gave him all this info, and then he did a live stream, and I felt it was bashing because he says that I'm the only one reporting the news, and he's not going to cover the news. And it was sort of like belittling, like, you know, all of a sudden my credibility was garbage and I was the only one talking about it, so it's not real, which is not true. So I felt like on a live stream, it's like he's having fun at my name, at my expense, you know, and I didn't think that was right. So it's one, and then I started looking at his channel and I saw that people are supposed to be open-minded, especially if they're doing the news, right? But he started making videos bashing Jody like really bad. I'm talking like hatred bad. And saying stuff where people would be hating on her too. And I'm like, oh, this guy's really a hater of Jody. In fact, he started going after fans that are YouTubers, that are females, that were simply collecting donations for the YouTube channel because it's allowed. It's encouraged. And regardless of what your opinion is, if you're a YouTuber too, why are you going against YouTube policy and why are you bringing hate to them? Which he did. Which he had to retract something he said about them. But he brought hatred to their channel. And they didn't even know who he was. So this is two instances of him bringing hatred. Hatred to the women. And then hatred towards me. Because he's like, oh, I don't know. This guy has a source, but he's the only one talking about it. So, like, in other words, my stuff isn't real. And, like, who the hell am I? Which I've built years in this community to have, you know, people know who I am. So now you're knocking me, and everybody's, like, seeing that. And they're like, who's this jerk? You know, this newbie. Because that's what it was labeled, newbie, because, you know, he starts bashing me. And don't even know who I am, but then they're like, who's this guy? So, you know, it wasn't working communication with the guy. And I wound up making videos because I'm like defending my name, you know? I mean, I'm not gonna have some person that started in 2017 like bring down my name and knock me. You know, I was just trying to help him out. Give him news. Now, of course he doesn't have to cover what I say. Of course not. But then don't mention me at all. And instead, he does the live stream and it's like joking around at my expense. Didn't even apologize for it. And if you look back on his channel, on the first instances, you could definitely see when he's mentioning me after, you know, he was friendly and shout out and everything. And like he's talking with his buddies. And it's like, well, he's the only one talking about the news, and I'm not going to cover his stuff. Like, why mention it at all? So basically, the stuff that I said, he buried the story because it was going against his source, which that's not the case. Like, if you're doing news, it doesn't matter what your source is. You cover all news, all rumors, all stuff. So when it's true, you're like, well, on this date, Matrix Lord said this, and it really happened. You know, not that you have to agree with it, but if you cover all news, you don't bury stuff waiting for only news where Jody's out, or Jody quit, or Chibnall quit. So you don't bury the news. That's the whole point, and that's what he started to do, and he only wanted to cover stuff to show that he was right. But at the expense, knocking me. And again, the evidence is knocking those YouTubers too, those women that just trying to collect donation. Now, first of all, if he's so concerned with donations, you know, he could get monetization on his channel. He could do the same damn thing, which in the time comes that if he needs the money, of course he's going to do it. So it's like being a hypocrite. You don't stop bashing YouTubers that are allowed to make money. That's what the whole point is. You know, yes, you can make videos, but it's a business, you know? So, I mean, I have fun on there too, but it's the business. You can make money on it, and that's the point. So after years of building up your channel, you could definitely make something out of it. So I felt that he was basically, you know, conflicting with me. He was basically knocking my channel for his own purposes. He wanted to bury news, which just tell me, hey, I don't want to cover the news, thanks. Don't even mention me on a live stream, but he did. He mentioned me on a live stream, and he's like, this is the only guy talking about it, so it can't be true. You know, but meanwhile, if you ever see how articles spread, it could be bullcrap articles spread to everybody, copy and pasted, and then it's bullcrap. So his philosophy that everybody has to be talking about it is wrong. So there's that. So I wasn't happy with that. So I made some videos. So anyway, the dialogue between me and him, it started to get like, well, if you're going to be right, that means I'm going to be wrong. Which, who cares? You know, so it was like a thing where he's revealing that he ain't going to talk about my stuff because if I'm right, he's completely wrong on his channel and he loses credibility with his subscribers and his people. And he's been pushing the narrative that she's been gone and Chibnall's gone, the whole channel, on posts, on Twitter, on everything. So now, if it turns out that basically what he says is phony baloney, his channel's going to go in the toilet. So he's sending me messages like, oh, you know, in order for you to be right, I have to be wrong. And like it's a battle of sources. Like, no. You just cover the news with Doctor Who. There's no battle. There's no nothing. So on his end, 100%, this thing started. And again, to him, it was like competition. To me, it's not. I was just like, everybody's talking about the news. Like, we're all Doctor Who fans. We're all Whovians. What's the big deal? But I have those transcripts. Now, he could say all stuff too. And then, you know what, in confidence, I sent him some stuff. I sent him some stuff from my source. And then later on, he goes like, well, I contacted the BBC. Well, why would you do that if I told you my source was with the BBC? Why would you be a dick and contact them to get the guy fired? You're a real asshole to do that because you want your source to be the only source. So you think by getting rid of my source, you take me out of the picture. So this is another tactic. So all these tactics were him. So I talked about this stuff on the cast and I aired out my frustrations, and I had every right to because he was being a jerk. And then all of a sudden, you know, he kept sending heat my way. And he made a video, oh, you know, I don't want anybody going to his channel and attacking him. But yet, that's exactly what happened. All his people started, like, I'm thinking, you know, they started talking smack, whatever. So most of them I had hid from my channel because I don't want that nonsense. And then he's like, oh, I don't want this to happen. Yeah, okay. You're the main guy that's spreading hate. You're the guy that's going battling with everybody. It isn't that, oh, why is everybody fighting me? It's no, you're fighting everybody because you're putting shit out there. One, you're ruining people's credibility. Two, you're putting bullshit out there like you have a source and you don't know shit. And you're putting stuff out there and it's totally bullshit. Like, Chibnall going to Vegas? No. Okay? Like, come on. And people believing this bullshit, and then they're like fans of yours, and they're like, You're telling them, oh, go to the BBC, stalk them, do this, do that, like to commit crimes. Like, are you crazy? And these people that you could be talking to, some of them it could be nuts, who knows? But he keeps doing this and he keeps spreading this hatred. So I made some videos. And even when I make videos now, I was just trying to say, look, if anybody just reports a news, stop hatred. So because I'm talking about it, doesn't mean I'm the hater. Because the evidence goes all the way back to every video that was ever done where he mentioned my name. And you could plainly see on a live stream, it could be taken that he was bashing me. And then everything, he had to go. He says, he even said in a message, he likes to rile people up, I guess to get interest for his channel. He looks to start with people and trigger people. And then when people answer him, he gets all nervous and stuff. And it's like, oh my God, I'm a victim. No. So you really have to look at yourself when you're doing YouTube channels. Like, he's looking to rise fast. He's looking to, like he said, trigger people, have a go with people. But then he doesn't like the backlash. So him going with me, like battling me, probably getting a little rise on his channel, which he probably needs that. Was he got 556 subscribers or whatever how he has. So you know what? That's really, for anybody to believe him and his nonsense, that I'm the hater, you have to go back to his channel and look, which I'm sure he'll probably delete now that I said something. I'm not looking for hatred, you know, but if you're gonna have a war with me, I'm gonna call you out, you know, and I'm not looking for a war. So if you want to like stop the nonsense, then just stop. But you know, a little critique, hold on, but a little critique, you know, don't start like constantly hate against people. You know, it's one thing you want your channel to rise, but don't go after women who are doing the right thing by collecting donations because they're allowed to. Don't go after other Whovians. Don't go after other Whovians. Like, I'm all against anybody that's bullying. And what he's been doing lately, picking and choosing people, especially Jody fans, going after him, like especially those women, that's totally uncalled for, and you know that. So it's very funny that he, you know, I'm trying to talk to him, he blocks me because I'm trying to work out a solution. He blocks me because he wants to badmouth me. That's the only reason. Otherwise, there's no purpose, you know, to block. If you don't want to talk, just say I don't want to talk, and you don't talk. But you don't have to block. But if you're going to block, that's the reason he's bashing. He's doing stuff behind the scenes. And you could have any type of person on your channel, that's fine. But if news comes out, and then it's, you know, my only thing was I was trying to educate you and tell you is that if you keep putting your personal opinions over the actual news, that you're going to report false news. You're going to report false news, and your channel's going to go down because they're going to look at your channel and they're going to see that every single time you kept telling everyone, Jody's gone, Chibnall's gone, and they're not. And now you have to make an announcement that you were wrong, and you can't blame anybody because you're the one that's following these people that are telling you this. So you can't blame a source. You can't throw anybody in the bus. You have to say, as a person, you were completely wrong for doing that, for reporting the wrong stuff. So that's what you have to do. You know, you can't blame anybody else. You were wrong for giving the wrong information, lying flat out to your fan base, that, you know, telling them that she's gone, Chibnall's gone, when it's not the case. He wants it that way, but that's not the case. All you have to do is look at the way he's talking about how he doesn't even count her as a doctor, doesn't even want to talk about her run in Doctor Who. Okay, so I want to add something also. The fact that when he mentioned me, he was saying that I was contradictory, which, that's a big thing to say. Again, if you don't want to cover the news and my stuff, then don't mention my name and don't even give a damn opinion. Because when you say like someone who reports the news is contradictory, you're trying to ruin their credibility. And that's the whole point. So, again, he should have just not mentioned me anymore and just left it like that. But no, he's got to throw in digs, little things. Oh, he said this on his channel, but then he said this. Like, are you really trying to be friends, or are you really trying to be enemies? And that's the whole point. You look at the live streams, there's more than one. If From the moment he first mentioned my name on, it starts to go downhill. And again, it's all on him, okay? And you know what my problem is too? My problem is I look to help people. And I've been in this community for a while. So of course I'm sensitive, because if someone's knocking my credibility that I just befriended, I'm gonna be pissed. And the funny thing was, he mentioned, he didn't know who I was, and that I'm respected, well respected in the community. So now you're having a go at me. And people that respect me are like, who's this guy? That's the point. It's like, you just lost a whole bunch of potential subscribers and fans because you're having a go at me when all I was doing was trying to share stuff with you. And again, I didn't have to help you out either, which I'm not trying to be a dick. I was trying to be nice. You know what? But I'm going to stop doing that. I'm going to stop. Let people do their own channel, whatever. I'm not going to send anybody news or anything. I'm just going to do my videos. But again, it's one thing if we didn't know each other and you're critiquing me. That's different, right? But we're friends for a little bit anyway. And then you started knocking me. And if you look at your live streams, buddy, back then, you could take it that way. You could say, oh yeah, you know what? I was kind of knocking him. Maybe you didn't even mean to do it, but you did. And you didn't even apologize for it, which is like, wow. You know, so that's something you don't do. And again, it goes back to, it's plain as day, what you said, is that you look to trigger people. You look to have a rise with people. And your channel was boosted. And you probably subconsciously did that with me, not thinking about it. And then all of a sudden you're blocking. Well, you know what? Here's the thing. It came from you. You started it. I'm defending myself, right? Your people came to attack me. I'm defending myself. So if you really are for peace from the hatred you started, then I would suggest to you, if you want to bury the hatchet, you know what? You mentioned me on your channel. Fine, let's have a peaceful summit. Come on the podcast, and then I'll come on a kiss with you, to be fair. You know, and we won't fight each other. We'll just talk. We'll just talk, and we'll bury the hatchet, and we'll never mention each other again. But, you know, I want this situated, and I want it done. And I want everything to come out on the table, your concerns, my concerns, and I want it put to rest, you know, because otherwise your people keep coming attacking me. My people ain't attacking you. That's the funny thing. My subscribers are not going after you, but your subscribers are going after me. And you have to understand, you know, you're a role model to some people, you know, and people are going to follow your lead. So you could basically lead people in direction, and you don't want to do that. You don't want to lead them into a negative direction to attack and everything. Then you're creating trolls, whether you want to or not. So I suggest, you know, we have a talk about this on the air. It's not going to be ugly. It will be professional without battling. I'll say my concerns, you say your concerns. You come on my podcast, and then out of respect that you did that, I will come on yours. Or I'll come on your channel, whatever. And that's the way I think to solve it. Because again, I'm not the person that looks for hatred. I'm not the person that looks to battle. And again, if you're saying stuff about me and you're questioning me like that, you're battling me, if you didn't know it already. Even, you know, that's the first sign. You know, I mean, and if you look at your channel, you talk about me being contradictory, which I don't believe I am. How much stuff that you said is all contradictory? You gotta put yourself under the same microscope with all the stuff you reported. So don't single me out and make an assumption when you hardly ever looked at anything on my channel. So, all right. So that's what I suggest. There's some type of summit, some type of meeting of the minds to settle this, but I doubt he will. I think he wants to continue with the hatred. He's going to continue to block me. And if I'm wrong, I'm going to say I'm wrong, but I think that's what he's going to do. But we'll see. Maybe he'll surprise me. All right. Peace is the way. No hatred. Take care. Bye for now.